When y'all see red cups, what do y'all think? Huh? Hey everybody, it's your girl Ayana and welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, so today's video is a little bit different. I'm actually going to be doing a little story time, a little transparency, just talking about my experience with my current move. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, okay, I'm not really interested in hearing about your move in particular, but what I do want to share is just some vulnerability, some transparent moments, and just some honest to God truth things that I found out about myself and how I overcame them, and things and tips and tricks that you could take from this video to help you if you're going through a move or any major life-changing moment or experience, because a lot of times we don't always anticipate what's going to happen, like the consequences behind certain things. You know, if you are someone like me and you're always, you know, planning and organizing, sometimes you also need to plan for the worst, or just plan for part B, or make room for errors and things of that such. And in this particular case, there were not a lot of plan Bs and room for error. It wasn't. And I just kind of want to share what I went through personally and how it really broke me down and really shed light onto some things that I need to work on for myself as a woman, as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a wife, as a person. Like, I really felt myself downward spiraling, and it took my husband to kind of shake me from it. I've been doing a lot, but in terms of just optimism, in terms of keeping me going and being like a motivating force, he's been pushing me and encouraging me to just don't stop, because we're always going to win. We're always going to come out on top. So if you are someone who may be going through a little life-changing experience, or moving, or just, you know, having some trouble right now in a particular situation and don't really know what to do or how to handle it, this video is for you. But before I get into the details of that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. You know, come on back. Why not? It's free for you to subscribe. If you are old to the channel and you're returning to watch this video, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So for quite some time now, especially after motherhood, I started to notice that I battled and dealt with a lot of anxiety. Like, I have always been an anxious person, but dance has always been my outlet to kind of release that energy. When it came down to being a mom and not having my family support and my friends support locally with me everywhere we went, I grew a lot more anxious. I started to really have trouble with being super organized, making sure that everything was like super perfect for my children. Like, life isn't perfect, but like, I just wanted them to have the world plus more. I wanted them to have everything that I had plus more, but all that did was make my anxiety, my fears, my worries worse. So as time went on and I had 2 kids, we started to really build and capitalize within our own setting and our own marriage, and it just started to become a hot mess for me. Like, I just got anxious out of nowhere over every little thing. To be quite honest, like, if you know me and if you follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't even know it, because I know how to cope well. I cope extremely well, except this last move, which is what drove me to make this video. So with this current move, it was a move that was not brought on by the military. This current move was something that my family, my husband and I wanted to do ourselves, because one, we wanted to be closer to his job and also to my volunteer work. I ended up resigning from one of my jobs, but I still would be closer to Howard University, and that was like a priority of mine. The other thing was just really we're being more reserved on how much we spend. So if we could save more money at shopping at the commissary, if we could save more money on gas, if we could save more money on rent, then that was like something that we really took high priority with. And it became a bigger issue here in Maryland because of the cost of living, because the cost of living change was so different in Florida. So there were things like expense-wise that we were used to spending on that I could not do here in Maryland. Because I am a medical professional, I will say this, by all means, I am not allowed to diagnose anyone, but if I'm aware of certain signs and symptoms and certain behaviors and patterns that are related to a diagnosis, then yeah, girl, I'm very real with myself, like very, very self-aware. I already know like I was on this downward spiral during this move, not just during like our lifetime and lifespan in the military, but this particular move, I have never experienced such an inward, not myself feeling ever. And to be honest, I was scared. I have never felt like this. I don't know why I feel like this. This move I know is it, but I don't know why Ayana can't get out of this funk when I know my coping strategies. If you follow me on Instagram and if you are close friends and family, then you may have saw like, yo, shorty, you wasn't good. So just to kind of leave you guys with a little bit of tips and tricks on if you start to feel yourself going on this like downward spiral, just something ain't right, I'm about to have a panic attack, you're not really feeling like yourself all up in here, yo, ask for help. Like, reach out and touch, ask for help, tell somebody. I have my husband, I have my brother, my sister, I have my mom. So like those were the people who made sure I was okay. Like, y'all, I fell down the motherfucking steps during this move, okay? Not moving stuff, but like me, ballerina me, twinkle toes me, fell down the steps. That's because I was totally not in control of me anymore. That was like a wake-up call to be like, girl, get it together. You're not about to go on this downward spiral, because the steps was definitely leading me downwards. Like, I was like, do. Yeah, that was all me. That was your girl on the steps, and it wasn't cute, and I could have hurt myself. Thank God I did not hit my head. All of this to say, whatever it is that where there are things that causes a lot of stress, and there are things where you need to just be super flexible, you really have to find what works for you so that you don't spiral out of control. Whether that is planning it all out, writing it all out, budgeting it all out, having your one or two go-to people to truly check in on you and make sure you're okay and to help you plan. Like, thank God for my sister, shout out to Chablis, because she calls me every single day to check on me, just to be like, how are you? What did you do today? Because if you know me, I'm like a robot. I'm like a bunny. Like, I will go and do. But your girl was burnt out. So in order to not get burnt out, you just need to be surrounded around support and love and motivation. And sometimes it's not always you that can give that to you. If you are someone who is spiritual and very religious, then make sure that's the forefront of your journey, like, for real. Sometimes people will be like, oh, I just look at my kids and I know I gotta do it for them. Like, yes, I'm the same way. Like, those are my motivators. But at the same time, you need something to help you keep faith and to keep going. So just know, like, if that's something that you want to put at the forefront of whatever journey you're going through, then definitely check mark that box off. The other thing that I kind of realized with this is because I am a control freak, y'all. Like, I am. Like, it's my personality, 100%. I am a control freak, but ever since I have children, I realized, like, I am not in control. Like, they run this and I just mediate. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I'm the boss. But at the same time, it's their world now and I just live in it. So if you are someone that is a control freak and don't have kids, you may have to learn to accept at some point, like, you just can't always be in control of everything. Like, yeah, pick and choose your battles with certain things that are high stressors and that you feel like you need to drive and you need to mediate. No, not everything requires you, the control freak, to rock the boat. Like, you don't always have to be the one, the captain in charge. But when it came down to this move, I'm usually the force behind the moves and where everything's gonna go and what we're gonna do and how it's gonna happen. But it just wasn't rocking that way this time. And I put that into perspective early on. And I told my husband, like, I need your help. I need you to do this. I just did not have it in me this go round. And And I'm okay with that now. Like at first I was not okay with it, but now that everything is settled and I'm back talking to y'all, like I'm feeling so much more at ease knowing like, yeah, we made it through. So yeah, accept that you cannot control everything. One thing that this move has definitely opened my eyes to is being able to recognize what triggers my anxiety. Because if I can at least recognize it, then we're going to try to avoid that. There are ways to treat your anxiety other than avoiding those things. But if you are trying to go about things in a more natural route, just kind of recognize what it is that triggers it so that you can work around it. Every time something new happens in my life or something new may happen in your life, you may not know like, oh, that's a trigger. You know what I'm saying? Because it's new. But then you might want to jot that down, be like, yeah, not again. So I also know that with the next move, because we're going to be doing it ourselves, I need to be well prepared because I ain't doing it myself, okay? We're going to hire movers, and I don't care if we're going to move to California. They going to ship my shit to California, and I will pay whatever it costs, because there's no way that a do-it-yourself move is going to happen again for me, because I already know it's going to trigger my anxiety and it put me in a place that I never ever want to be again. So if you recognize what triggers it, you can avoid it. I don't want to give you guys just a little triplet of what kind of happened during this move and how crazy it went for me personally, and just some things that you can take into consideration for yourself if you're going through something like this. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to hit me up. Like, I am definitely open to answering any questions or even talking about this anymore. Peace, love, and don't forget to be divine. Love y'all. Bye.